For more on all of this, I'm joined by Wes Harris. He's the managing editor at Business of Soccer, live for us in Minneapolis. Good to see you, sir, and welcome to the show. And let me just start with where we left it off. Owen points out Tiger Woods lost contracts just for cheating, essentially. This is much, much more serious, and every few hours we seem to be getting more and more news, and that's probably something that sponsors don't like to wait around for, right?
No, they don't like to wait around for it. But one thing, yes, Tiger Woods lost a lot of sponsors just for cheating. But one thing people have to remember is there's a lot of professional golfers that they could replace Tiger Woods with. Now, that's not to say that we can just easily replace one of the greats of all time in world golf. But there are a lot of other pro golfers that are, coming into the top of their game. Rory McIlroy, example. But there is only one World Cup, and right now, it's going to be really, really hard for these sponsors to supplement the attention, the media, the income that they receive from participating with FIFA in that event. To try to find that in other avenues in global football is going to be extremely difficult. So that's the balance that they're trying to find right now, and the decision that is weighing in their minds.
So fair enough. Obviously, a lot of jerseys and a lot of money is involved in the merchandising of football around the world. But that said, well, what are the options for companies like Adidas or Nike or Visa or any of these big multinational brands? If you were advising them, I mean, what would you tell them to do?
So far, based on what we know today, I'd advise them to continue doing exactly what they're doing. They've released statements that have come out and said, we do not condone, the actions of FIFA, and we expect them to uphold, all of the ethical actions expected in a business relationship, but with the utmost integrity. Different statements across the various sponsors with that nature in mind. And then I'd just say, continue to wait and see how this unfolds. You would hate to take a rash action and pull out of a sponsorship with FIFA when 10 years from now it's still FIFA's name tied right in front of the World Cup when you announce it on TV.
We have seen instances in the past, historically, when there has been trouble with scandals and so on in the world of sport, and the question that's always begged is the fans. Do they care? I mean, look, I'm not worried about the top executives of these organizations. They'll be fine. The fans are the ones, I think, that are most hurt by all of this, but will they voice themselves?
I think a lot of them will, and you have already seen that through a lot of the social media channels and different avenues like that already. But whether or not, will I stop using my Visa card, if it turns out, as the news continues to unfold, I think that's the big question mark right now is just how deep is this going to go, and how much of an impact is this going to have on the organization and the sponsors. Right now, based on the information today, I think that if they stick with FIFA, they might see some small impact. But for the vast majority out there, they're not thinking when they swipe their Visa card, oh, this is tied to FIFA.
If FIFA was very concerned about how fans or corporations viewed them as an organization in terms of credibility, I know there's an election coming up. And I know there's been a lot of words said that sort of semi-welcomes the investigation, but at the same time, they're not going to do much about it. In the meantime, why not just stop everything, give it a few months, and let things breathe a little bit until the facts come out? Why is that not an option on the table?
It's almost an admission that there is more to come and that there is more to find out, right? So if somebody's investigating you and they say, well, we accuse you of this, and we're going to be looking into this further. If you say, well, we need to pull back and let them do their thing.
But so what?
It's almost a thing of admission.
But
well,
if we poll 99, 100 of our friends, 99 of them say, yeah, probably there will be more stuff that comes out in the coming days and weeks from all this, right? I mean, isn't that what you want? You want all the facts to come out.
Well, I mean, if you're Sepp Blatter, you want to be able to take that presidential seat again, So, it's very tough to say, but that would be, I can't speak for FIFA, but that would be my thoughts, is that to postpone it is to admit that there is more going on and more to come, and that would be my thought there.
This has been just an amazing last couple of days as we continue to watch these developments. Wes Harris, thank you very much joining us from Minneapolis on this. I know we'll have you again on this. Excellent thoughts. Next up.